Hi, I'm Neville Hughes. I'm Director of GTC Financial. We're an accounting and financial planning firm based in central Queensland.
Paul Camper, Camper Chartered Accountants.
I'm Andrew Beattie. I'm a partner at PKF Lawler in Australia.
Look, the tour, to a certain extent, probably was a bit overwhelming. We saw lots of stuff about BPO in the Philippines, and I guess I didn't really have any preconceived ideas about what I was going to achieve up here, but I'm almost overwhelmed with the opportunities and the possibilities of what we're seeing up here. The thing that I liked about it the most was, number one, we learnt the pitfalls. And I think that's really, really important. Because if you don't understand what the pitfalls are, I think you could waste a huge amount of time, money and resources trying to work out what's actually happening. I liked how you took us to a wide range of businesses. So we were at massive BPOs, and I thought, why are we here? And then we went to smaller specialised businesses like Straight Arrow, and I thought, gee, I'm glad I came here. And then we went to places in Manila, and around that Metro Manila area, and then we've come up to Angeles and then Clark. And I guess I've formulated a bit of a plan, but I think I need to digest how I'm going to go forward on it. But certainly without coming on this trip, I wouldn't have had any idea of where to start, and I think we would have got ourselves into a lot of strife.
So I've been on Mike's Manila tours. It's something I've been very interested in. So the ability to use high quality, hard working labour outside Australia. It's something I was introduced to through a book about 10 years ago, and a friend of mine recommended Mike's Manila Tours, and Mike has given us a great variety of businesses to look at across all different industries. I'm a big fan of not having specific industry tours or information or experience. The reason for that is because I believe you can learn off different industries, and that's a huge thing. So an accountant may not be good at sales, but looking at sales may show that you can do something for your business to generate more sales, and vice versa. And I see that across what I do in my business. So I don't specify an industry because of that. And I think that was a really good point. In terms of the things I saw, I see the market growing. I also see, as we've discussed, the economic profits eroding. I think there's going to be more players coming into the market, and you're going to have to be specific. This morning we had a very good experience. Our host tonight hosted us this morning, and I think that business was impressive to the extent that they could sell more than just BPO. They can actually sell something. And I was just talking to one of their managers, and I said to him, most BPOs people go to. So they say, you go to them, can you do this for me? But I think there's a market in saying to people, you can come to us for us to do this, but have you thought about this, using this BPO and then profiting off it? Or have you thought about documenting your business processes? And this morning's experience, I just was blown away with it, because I think I could sell that to every client. Everyone wants their business processes documented effectively in a technological way. And that was awesome. And that really was pretty much for me the most exciting part of the tour. I'm inspired by your story in terms of where you come from. And that's something that is a testament to you, that you come from a trade background and just threw it all away and just started something new, and you're also looking for opportunities and you're taking risks. And look, for me, I wouldn't displace my family, but you've made decisions that are hard, and you've done things that, and you said you do well out of the tours, but when I still do the back count of the money, it's not huge money for someone who makes good money. I think you do it because you want to show somebody and show people things and educate them.
I think the tour has been very, I won't say eye-opening, it's been thought-expanding. From my point of view, we see the need, we've done a part of this, but it's just opened up so many more doors, so many more options, so many more thought processes, and just really challenged our way of thinking. I think it's you get thrown into a lot. You experience a different culture, you experience the people, you really get exposed to that level of inner being or inner thinking, if you like, that helps you make that decision way just past a business result, but more so about a cultural change within your business.
The thing that, well firstly, you've exposed us to just hiring people for projects. You showed us about seat leasing, and then I think the thing that was the most eye-opening when we went to a business called Micro Sourcing yesterday was the importance of building a team and actually incorporating that team into your team and making sure that we have regular or constant communication and involving those team members as part of our team. I thought that was just so important. Not just a resource on the other side of the planet to save costs, but actually a valuable resource that can do as good a work as what we'd be able to find from people in Australia, a lot more cost effectively, but I think with a much better work ethic and attitude than we have.
One thing I noticed specifically was you needed a strong management presence from a Filipino, but more specifically, you still needed the connector from local to Philippines, and the connector was crucial. And in your instance, you're a connector, right? Your nephew's a connector. In Lee's instance, he was a connector. He actually came and started the business. And Lee's, we've been lucky to have Lee on this tour, I think, because, and I've befriended him, and we've had lots of chats about the tour, about the pros and cons, and I think he's been a real good soundboard to have on the tour. So I'm lucky that he was on this tour. I don't know how other tours have gone or who you've had on there, but it's been good.
Yeah, look, and as Mike knows, we've got experience in a different country with outsourcing. For me, I pretty much can see straight away that unless we are going to grow a model that then we on-sell to other businesses as an outsourcing service, then I think a version of the seat leasing model just suits. People that want to set up their own, I think, straight away you'd probably look at somewhere like Clark as opposed to Wider Manila, just on the whole structural process. But from my point of view, I think if it's for your own business to really get some efficiencies, to have some good people to create capacity and leverage and be able to go and on-sell or use that for other opportunities, then you'd go with a model that's reliant upon a third-party provider, a good third-party provider, and we're seeing quite a few who add that little bit of extra than just giving you a desk and a seat.
If you're a small, medium business in Australia, you need to come up and see what's happening up here. Because if you don't, the impact of the changes around the world are going to force change upon you. And I guess we've taken the approach of coming up here and actually being part of that change rather than being swamped by the tsunami of change that will come upon businesses in Australia, because we won't be able to compete cost effectively with businesses who've relocated important processes up here. That's my view. You've got to come up and have a look, and you've got to embrace it, and you've got to come up with an open mind.
Well, the world is changing, and manufacturing is less Australia, and now the service industry is evolving. The high processing, high labour cost of some of the functions of businesses will be offshored, as Mike would suggest, and I'm an advocate of this thing. So you need to review your own business processes, but you need to be exposed to how it works. You cannot make a decision without the exposure to different connectors and different businesses. So if you're going to do this yourself, you're not going to be good enough at it. You've got to review other businesses, and you've got to also take advice from those who have learnt the lessons previously. And Mike has given us this opportunity.
Look, from my point of view, why would you come on this tour? I believe you need to know what you don't know. I think if you put your head in the sand and think things will be the same in Australia, we're already seeing that change day in, day out, hour by the hour. Technology is a fast-moving thing. We all struggle with recruitment, with the HR side of it, with people demanding more wages, with generally that consensus that most of our staff feel an entitlement with the new generation as opposed to being valued for what it is. Get up here. Look, at the end of the day, there's a great people, a very high level of skill set, and want to work. So even if it helps you make a decision that you won't use outsourcing your business, you can't put your head in the sand and not consider it. So I would suggest that you have a look at it, get along, fill yourself with an education, which you will get in the 3 days, and position yourself to be able to make a decision on how you use it strategically in your business.